Yeah.
That has worked all year
Good.
long. And he joins us right now from beautiful Miami, Florida. Xavier, first of all, appreciate the time. Second of all, man, congratulations to you and your guys, your coaching staff, everybody else. You guys have put on a show. And I know there's unfinished business, and we'll only talk about right now what you've accomplished. But did you get a sense that there was something brewing with this team before anybody else did?
Yes, sir, for sure. First and foremost, thank you guys for having me on. But I mean, back to your question, yeah, for sure. I mean, we have tons of great guys around us, guys with tons of experience at the collegiate level, and I mean, our team culture is at an all-time high right now. So, I mean, with that being said, we are gonna have a good rest of the season, starting with this week. Just practicing and getting ready for the Saturday.
Your chemistry with Cam Ward is obvious, and I know you guys are good friends. You guys are leaders on this football team for sure. What's your favorite part, though, about getting to play in this offense with Cam?
I would probably say the play's never over. Even if schematically it doesn't work out, you still have an opportunity, to catch the ball and do something big, whether it's downfield or without the ball in your hand. So I feel like that's like the best thing in this offense is there's so much opportunity out there.
Xavier, we just saw the clip, and to me, it's still one of the great plays of the year. And I don't even know how the second half's going to play out. But your catch against Virginia Tech, when you're flat on your back, and it was really a critical play in the game, and you just catch that thing like man, like me eating a raisin. I mean, it was just like a piece of cake. I mean, this was just such a ridiculous play. Be honest. Here's the play right here. I mean, come on, what are we doing?
It's an ab workout, by the way.
Well, I mean, how many of those do we go through? I mean, I know that's not the first time you've seen that routine. What's going on there on that one? That's crazy.
No, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, the messed up part is if I stay on my feet, I probably score, a 60-something yard touchdown. But I mean, I start every practice off with that. Before practice, me and Coach Donovan Varner is my slot receiver coach. We practice upside down catches. We practice just like catches that you don't usually practice during, the actual practice, So it's never the first time I'm catching that ball. And when it came in the game, I mean, everybody said it was a crazy catch, but I mean, I saw the ball the whole time, just focused on it. Cam gave me a great opportunity. He didn't beam it. He saw that I slipped, so he lined up on the ball a little bit. So, I mean, yeah, props to them.
I've not watched a game yet this year involving your team that the commentators don't talk about you and go, man, the guy runs just great routes. What makes that special for you? I mean, well, it kind of take us to your world a second. What makes a great route runner? How do you define it?
I mean, I feel like first and foremost, you have to know defenses. You can't just be out there running blind. I feel like great route running is having a lot of confidence and knowing what the defense is in. I feel like obviously you have to train really hard. Your breaks have to be, on point. And again, you have to set stuff up. So maybe on a run play earlier in the game, the call is going to get called later in the game. You got to, see how the DB is going to react or see how the linebacker is going to react to your stem or to your break or to your, like, the which way you lean. There's so much stuff that goes in it. But I feel like first and foremost, you have to be confident, knowing what the defense is in and just playing fast.
Xavier, who do you watch to say, guess what, I can incorporate that in my game? Who are the guys that you watch? Well, it could be the NFL. Maybe it's old Miami highlights. I have no idea how you'll answer that question. But who are the guys you look up to say, guess what, I can steal from him and incorporate that?
There's so many players. I mean, I've had great mentors, growing up, like guys from, Broward County, like Elijah Moore, Jerry Judy, Calvin Ridley. I mean, the list goes on and on, Zay Flowers, But I mean, when I watch old film, I like to watch, a little bit of Julian Edelman here, a little bit of Steve Smith as well. I mean, Wes Welker's always, a good role model to watch because how he understands the defense so much. But I mean, I probably mostly watch, defenses. I don't really watch, a lot of receivers. I just try to gain knowledge on, any and every single coverage there is out there.
First of all, shout out to the 954. Same. I'm with you there. Just not
For
as
sure.
great as you guys are. There are so many great receivers that have come out of the U, and you are now in conversations. You were before, but now statistically speaking, in conversations with all of them. You're now third most receptions in Miami program history. You're 3 shy of tying the great Reggie Wayne. You're 20 yards shy of tying Michael Irvin for third most yards receiving in Miami history. First of all, what are your relationships like with some of those guys? Because I know a lot of the guys are back, but more specifically, even Michael Irvin, because one of the shots from the game multiple times this past weekend was just him going crazy on the sideline with you guys in Louisville.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, I have great relationships with all those guys. Michael Irvin, Lamar Thomas, Kevin Beard is my receiver coach.
Right.
But Santana Moss, guys like that. I have great, great relationships with them, and every single time I talk to them, they wish they were in our shoes. They said that we could play with them back in the day. So I mean, it means a lot coming from guys like that who've done it at the highest level and done it to the highest level. So just hearing guys like that speak around you all the time gives you like tons of confidence. Again, that's like the number one thing you need for a good receiver is just confidence. So it's great. That's why you come to the U.
You always hear the best teams, and you hear this from all great coaches, the best teams are led by players, right? That's where the real leadership starts, at locker room. You guys, despite a great start, 0 in the loss column, top 5, top 6, depending on whatever poll you're in the mood, had a players meeting the other day. What started that? And if you don't mind us eavesdropping a little bit, what was the message coming out of that meeting?
For sure. I'm going to keep the details on the inside, but the overall message was don't forget why we're here. We practice very hard. We play for each other, so all the selfish penalties and all the selfish, behavior, wanting to touch the ball more, we just immediately kick that out because that's not a part of our team culture, just to uphold the culture, again, we don't like to go back in the past, but Miami hasn't been where we are in a very, very long time. And I mean, we know that we're different, so upholding the team culture, I think, was like the biggest emphasis, and practicing hard. Since we had a bye week, teams don't tackle for a week, and, that could be very challenging. But I mean, I feel like our team handled the bye week really, really well. And we got the W on Saturday.
Cam Gorby, your SID over there, sent over some really cool statistics this morning. One of them being Miami is one of only 6 FBS teams with 4 players who each have at least 24 catches. So in this offense, everybody eats, essentially, is what that statistic says. And I know you love to brag on your teammates. Isaiah Horton, young guy. You've been in his shoes before when you were young, just trying to figure this thing out. 4 straight games with a touchdown. He's really come into his own. What have you seen out of him?
Oh, I love Isaiah Horton. I mean, he's just an absolute animal. He's a big frame, fast guy, cares about football a lot and loves football a lot. So, I mean, every chance that I speak, I mean, I see him, looking at me right in my eyes. So, I mean, I love that dude to death. Sky is the ceiling for him. I mean, he is such an amazing receiver, blocks very well, and, I mean, is just super unselfish. Talk about a guy that's just relentless every single chance he gets. That's Isaiah Horton.
You guys have been through some crazy highs and lows despite the fact you're undefeated. And I go back to that game against Cal where almost everything was going wrong, right? You're on the road. You're coming off the emotional win against Virginia Tech. It's a long trip. They're fired up. It's their Super Bowl. They've circled it. Game days there, all that cool stuff. You're down 35-10. And I remember when we came back on Monday to do the show, I kept talking about how Cam was just like, okay, guys, let's go. Let's get to work. It didn't seem like there was ever a sense of panic, even late third quarter with this team. And I'm sure you got the sense of that as well, Xavier. I mean, you guys have been through crazy battles up and down, but there was just no sense of panic with this team despite everything going against you.
Right. I mean, back to the question you asked me, what's so fun about being in the offense? I mean, the game's never over when one has the ball in his hand, you know. So, I mean, we have total confidence in that dude. He made some mistakes, but guess what? He got us out, and he didn't make those mistakes by himself because, trust me, we saw that on film. So, I mean, we have tons of love and respect for, you know, Cam, and I mean, that dude has tons of respect for us. So, he's a warrior, man. The game is never, ever, ever over when Cam Ward has the ball in his hand.
Yeah, we've learned that firsthand, and I know you have too. One thing, this kind of goes back to you know, and the time you've spent at Miami and the career that you've had. You're now a fifth-year guy, and you're from there locally, a Broward County kid. But when I was on social media this morning and obviously doing my stalking, as I always do, I found a really cool video, and I wanted to play it for people because I think you've seen it, and for you to react on the other side. So listen to this real quick.
Can you what? What?
I go ahead.
What you ask me?
Can I wear my Restrepo jersey?
For what?
For picture day.
Why? Why you want to wear Restrepo? That's picture day. You supposed to wear like a collar shirt or something, man. Why you want to wear Restrepo?
Because I love Restrepo.
So this little South Florida kid wants to wear your jersey to his picture day. And he did, by the way, because I saw his dad posted that he did get to wear it for picture day. What does that mean to you? There it is. As a little kid who grew up in South Florida, now repping the U and doing what you're doing, to have little kids that were once like you, looking up to you.
No doubt. I mean, I take those things very sincerely. You know, reaching back to the youth is my utmost. You know, I love doing that. And that's actually Mondo. I used to train with him at Gold Feet. You know, Tevin Allen and his brothers, Theron Allen and Tyree Allen, run a business called Gold Fleet Global, and we used to train over there at Riverside Park, right next to St. Thomas in Fort Lauderdale. So, I mean, yeah, that kid's amazing. Every time I see the kid, he comes up and gives me a big hug. He's actually an amazing athlete. If you ever get the chance to go look at his highlights and stuff like that, he plays football, baseball, all that. I mean, the kid's insane. So, no, I have extreme love and respect for Mondo, and his dad is awesome. And yeah, I appreciate that a lot. That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Xavier, listen, man, continue the great work. You guys have been a joy to watch play. You're red hot. You got the Knowles this weekend, big rival. We know all about it. Stay healthy. We'll see you down the road, and keep up and up, man. It's love watching you play.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much.
You got it.